Jim, you said something interesting there. Like Giannis becomes this freight train, and I think J.K. kind of saw what that potential there was. You played one-on-one with him to the point where your mom was yelling at you guys for being too rough with one another. Obviously, he's your brother, and you look at his game differently. But when did you know, oh, he's going to wreck this league? He's going to take this thing over.
So even to today, I don't think that. I'll tell you what I thought. I'll tell you what changed in my mind. I think it was the year he won an All-Star. Like, you got to understand, like, Giannis's most easiest year he's ever played basketball was his 4th year, right? Him becoming this most improved, going to the All-Star year. Because that was the time that maybe they didn't respect him, maybe they didn't see it. You know, it's almost like all these other years you see from guys like go crazy, and then they come the next year and they're like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? They was like, oh, he's having a great year. But then the next year came even better. And they're like, whoa. And the next year came even better. And then after 2018, 2019, when you're like, oh, shoot, if we don't respect this guy, they're gonna make it run. They're gonna make it run. They're gonna make it run. And then you see the year that we lost from Toronto, which was crazy. I'll tell you why. Because that year we was the only team, I believe, that actually beat the Warriors twice. I don't know if you remember that. Warriors were going on that ballistic run.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember this. And there were signs all over. Why is it like, Warriors just stops today, Warriors just stops today, blah, blah, blah. And because we could match up well with them because of the defense and KD and everyone would match up well. And just, not getting there with Toronto and going into the finals with Toronto went and, they beat them with Clay going down, KD going down, all these other things. But, Toronto having a great team. But what I would say is that for me, that let me know that, oh my God, this is they guarding you like crazy. This is not they're letting you rock. This is 2 guys at all times, 3 guys at all times. Now it's 4. Last night I saw 4.5 or 5. I mean, Coach Charles almost got in the court at some point. No, seriously, Coach Charles got in the court.
This is what happened.
So, and I know it sounds crazy, but you've seen defenses, right? You see the Kobe's double team.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen LeBron double team. You've seen the Jokic's double team. This is not double team. This is different. I don't know what this is. This is pack the paint. This is everybody inside, and again, I wanted to. What would be smart? It would be go to watch. Let's say Shaq, Michael, all these guys like penetrate into the rim and see how they play them. But it's different. It's like they have no like now it's better. Now they can do that no more. They can't do that no more because he's lazy. He's gonna pass it right away and it's a 3 and after three. So now they can do that no more. But before that, it was a real thing. They would like literally disregard everybody else. We don't care. We don't care because they knew he's relentless. He doesn't. Guys, if you decide and go like, I'm gonna play one, you're gonna play 1-1. Are you sure? Because I ain't letting up. This ain't no like we're winning. I got 25 or 35 and it's cool. No. This is what the team wants from me today. You're gonna play me 1-on-1. I'm gonna crush you. So it's a different feeling. So I knew that would let me know that, oh my God, this is different now. This is not the same 1-on-1. But physically and stuff like that, bro, I've been like, we all been playing against each other, so you get used to it. If you get to play him twice a year, you can't get used to it.
You can't get used to it.
No, you can't. You can't. It's impossible, bro.
So
get used to what a moving car playing basketball.
Well, I just always remember the video. I think it's just like in GIF form now of was it Reggie Evans from the Brooklyn Nets? He's sitting on the bench and he asks, I think that was his name. Was that him?
Yeah.
He's sitting on the bench and he looks over at Giannis. He asks him how old he is.
Yeah.
I think he says like 20 or something. Like this was a while ago, and Reggie just goes, "Damn," because people I think knew like he didn't look that big, but how strong.
Well, that was the biggest change. Like I'll never forget, his rookie years. He would walk by. We'd be doing media and he would flex and talk about his muscles and be like, "You don't really have any muscles yet, Yanni." And then now
Freight train.
So
Freight train's a
yeah,
great
yeah,
word
yeah.
for
I
it.
mean, so it's a credit to him for that work.
Yeah.
I said this before, like a movie car playing basketball, because I had some guys, and then you see guys in the bench or in the other team's bench or in the stands yelling like, "Hey, do this, do that, do this," and in my head I'm like, well, and the reason I say that is not because he's human. Everybody's human in this world, and nobody's above that. But I'm saying, like, he's literally. It's like watching like when he plays, he's on a horse playing. Like when he passes the ball, notice this. Let me give you an example. You're guarding me, right? We're in the same height, let's example.
Yep.
If I want to pass to Brook Lopez, or if I want to pass to somebody, I got to do this and pass.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't. He just passes. Look what I just did. You're not covering his visual. You know what I mean? So it looks like he's about, and when he's running the break, notice this. How many times he's running the break and he's doing this, and the guy's just backing up doing this, and he just picks up the ball, puts it high up, and the guy looks at the ball.
And the guy who's doing that is 6'7", by the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. And the guy just looks at the ball and he's like, why is the ball up here? Yeah. And this guy's still dressing. So it's like, I can't explain it, this hybrid thing. You know, and I always say he's in between, like the best comparison I could give, he's between LeBron and KD, and just physically dominating LeBron, and then now physically long, just like the thing about KD is like he's unguardable, right? You can't, it doesn't matter how he shoots it, he doesn't see when he shoots it, right? And the thing about LeBron is he's just so physically imposing. I don't know if you remember, like now, even now, or Miami, LeBron, this guy was like, you would see him run and you'd be like, oh, this guy's coming at me.
No, LeBron.
You don't want to even get a charge, because if you get a charge, you don't know if you're going to play the next 10 minutes.
You don't know if you're going to breathe correctly because you're going to break your ribs.
Exactly.
That's what's going to happen.
So that's the hybrid thing, like, because you asked me, and I was just thinking about the question you asked me before, like that is, I don't know, that's when you know, like, oh my God, this is different.
All right, so we just built this out, right? We got the physicality and strength of LeBron. We have the length of KD. I'm going to throw in the work ethic of Kobe, the competitiveness of Michael. Like, it's just all in one.
All in one, and I'm done. Okay, there's never mind. I won't say this. I won't say this because the reason I won't say this is because, like, I wasn't want a tremendous work ethic, bro. Like, you don't understand about, like, you cannot fathom. When I say this, I know that people will be like, oh man, work ethic, and the guys work hard.
Well, Jim, from covering the team from that perspective, you've probably seen a little bit of a glimpse of this work ethic, right?
Yeah, I mean, so now he's been in the league a decade. I mean, media and access has changed in that 10 years. So now we don't get to see as much. But back then, when this all started, we could hang out in the Cousins Center, and then it would, and the organization was smaller. And so we could see the extra stuff, be it the little weight room off to the side where you're just, trying to get some muscles, or the one-on-ones or the one-on-nones, extra work with the coaches, with Chris, Larry, like whoever it was back then.
Yeah.
It was different. And everyone says this, no one knew in 2013 what it would be now. No one knew. But what you did know, though, was it was not normal. Like, NBA players work hard. You're not, the NBA is like the 1% of the 1%.
Yeah.
It's a prerequisite.
Yeah.
You're not going to impress me if you just say, like, man, I'm a hard worker.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah. All of us are. That's why we're here.
How you got to where you are.
So understanding that, you knew it was different. You didn't know where it would go, what it would mean, where it would lead to. But it was just that it was that extra where you're like, okay, this is not for this is more special than the rest of the special that's here.
So being in Milwaukee, being a Bucks fan, we used to hear the stories that after games he would drive to the Cousins Center to shoot free throws. So those are all true, right? Like those are all like that. This
told him to go home.
This isn't just.
But then he was like,
legend.
but there was nowhere for him to go. Like it was, he was living with Ross, and it was like, no, not with it, but you know what I mean? It was like you know, no one was around. Mm-hmm. So what else are you going to do? And he cared so much.
Yeah, but it's not, it's that, of course, but think about this, man. How, like, if you have this God-given talent, right? And the God-given talent of Giannis is that he's a hard worker. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else is different. It's just he's a hard worker in his mind, bro. You know? And the way he approaches life and this damn, like 1, 2, 3, 4, like this every day. But you can never say, you know what? I want to change that. You can't. I'm telling you, I can come tomorrow. No, not joke. We can sit in the gym and we can dribble all day. You learn how to dribble in the end of the day. I can. If we go in and we take 2,000 shots a day, at some point you're gonna start making
hitting shots. Yeah.
But I cannot. I'm telling you, I cannot teach you this. This look. He had his face. Okay, goosebumps. What was this game?
That's real. You can see it.
What game was it that he played and turned the camera and said?
Against the Pacers.
Yeah.
The GIF is on our Twitter page if you want to know what he said.
Yeah. So why do I say that? I say that because you cannot teach. I cannot teach you how to do that. They say no when I'm good, when I'm bad. I will show up every time and do this. And now they're getting this other version of him. This is different. I'm telling you, this is. I see this, and I'm with family, and bro, it's a different version. It's not there's like, okay, I'm content with all that's happening in the league. This is what it is. I don't have nothing to prove. Does he? I'm asking. Does he have something to prove?
I feel I'm not anything to prove from my perspective, and I don't cover the team every day, and I'm.
This is real. Does he have anything to prove?
I don't think he has anything to prove. I think he has to shut people up, and I say that by like all the accolades are there. If he retired today, he's top. I'm going to go 25 all time, just so I don't get people freaking out on me if I say top 10. Top 25 all time. He's headed to the Hall of Fame immediately, right? But from the back-to-back MVPs to the 2 first-round exits, I feel like people somehow, despite shooting 60% from the floor, I feel like somehow people are either sleeping on him or just don't like him.
No,
that's where I feel like he's got to be like, you know what? I'm getting best.
I'll tell you what's the reality, right? The reality is that it's a mix of everything. The exits. It is what it is. You could be, you know, the only reason we say the exit is because of what the team has become. Because if the team was not like that, we would not even be talking about if we first round or second round, whatever. One. Second thing, when it comes to, you know, if they like him, they don't like him, I think everybody likes him. I think, first of all, I think every franchise, anybody who had him in his team, any fan base who had Giannis would be ecstatic. Not ecstatic because he's this a godly human being player or it's like out of this world player, because you know you have a guy who will give everything he has for the club, everything he has, not leave nothing behind, right? Now, when it comes to if he has something to prove, in reality it doesn't. This is all on the back and forth, the NBA Twitter, as they say, nothing. But that's the part of it, because if I told you today, take off Giannis, blend his face, and call him Chris Johnson, you know what you would say? You know what you would say today? Take Giannis away, take Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Okay.
Erase his name, call him Chris Johnson. Tomorrow, you know what you're saying? He's the next big thing. This guy's about to crush everybody. Am I lying? You're saying this?
No.
That's Chris Johnson.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's about to forget about him.
Yeah, he's about to crush everybody. Who's this guy? Who's this guy now? That's good. Who's playing for this franchise? But the thing about him, that it's a good part, but at the same time is that he just does his job, and sometimes that ain't enough. That's not.
I mean, that's pro sports to a degree.
Because you mentioned Rodgers earlier talking about from your day. It's almost like that, where it's just like you did everything. Then you have a couple of years where people just like, they don't bring you up as much, or they're looking for the next big thing. They're looking for Mahomes. They're looking for Russ Wilson back. And now it's just like, go back to the gift. I'm still here. I'm still here.
As they should. Same thing with LeBron. People used to say, I remember this. People used to say, oh my God, look at the LeBron's decline. He's going to decline. They used to say this, year 9. Look at LeBron. He's going to decline. And I just saw him a couple of days ago dunk on Jonathan Isaac.
Bro.
Guys, please.
People back in like 2013 said Tom Brady was done.
Yeah, so
Tom Brady had another Hall of Fame career.
another full decade.
Like a full decade of Hall of Fame football.
So that's what the people don't know. I think they've had other bets that they say, "Oh, this guy's going to be amazing," and all of a sudden, they're like, "Oh," and they leave. They drop him quick. You know, it's those things that I cannot measure your heart. I cannot measure your work ethic. I cannot measure your hustle. I cannot measure your commitment to this. You know, I can't. You cannot measure that.
Bucks fans are gonna love this episode.
No. It's only because of Jim.
Yeah. So Jim,
he's inspiring.
We talked. Giannis have passed up to here, but now this season. So we're in the heart of this season. As I told people before, we're recording. We just beat the Hornets last night. Season got off to a rough start. Bucks are now 6-1 over their last 7. They won 4 in a row. Outside of TA being courtside for the last 4 wins, we get a tweet every single game. The Bucks are 3-0. What have you seen as the biggest? The flip. I don't know if the switch has been flipped or they just more cohesion. What have you seen?
Yeah, well, there's a couple things. One is inevitable variance, which is Gary Trent and Brook Lopez are not going to shoot 25% from 3 all year long. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were. That Memphis game, I think at one point they had made 11% of their threes. Mm-hmm. Like you're not going to win an NBA game.
Yes.
So there's just some variance in slumps to start the year that is now like starting to correct. But more broadly though, there is more cohesion offensively, defensively. The things that it's easy to forget this. We talked about continuity this year. In the particular Damon Giannis, Doc coming back. All true as individuals. The whole coaching staff was new. Whole offense is new. Whole defense was new. So it's actually year 1 for all of that. And it takes a little bit of time to put in systems for it to work. And then as Giannis had said in New York, even when he was upset about the team's competition level, he's like, no. Doc is changing offense, defense to fit us and to put us in better positions. We're not doing it yet, essentially. Mm-hmm. And they have been. You've seen the switching work. You're seeing Torian and Brooke even put the ball on the floor. Bobby put the ball on the floor. Like you're seeing offensively guys cutting, moving. Look, I don't think it's an accident that Dame has 3 straight double-doubles. Giannis has 2 triple-doubles, like when your stars are also creating in that way, which then helps lead to made baskets. Mm-hmm. So I think it's all of that kind of coming together, which just wasn't there the first week and a half.
Yeah. It was. It's crazy that you said I have the same exact feel. And the thing is about the 4-0 to Tony and Jim too. Like the thing I saw is the mojo. We got exactly what he takes, man. Mojo, get it going, get guys going. Because at the end of the day, sometimes I know that people we can say as much as we want about systems, we can say as much as we want about coaches, we can say as much as we want about players. Just go out there and win. Mm-hmm. Win. Go out there and when I say win, what do I mean by that? I mean like make winning plays, like they play like the blocks, the charge. The don't let them shoot, the come off the screen. It's things like that will change the whole dynamic of a series. And then and it's plays like that can change a whole make a season or break a season. And right now we're making the season.
Yeah. So he said mojo. I think most people would say, "Oh, what are the vibes?" Right?
Vibes. Yeah.
And so and here's I guess what fans couldn't see. That first week, so 1-6 start, 2-8, they're in a hole. No one was happy. So no one's happy with this. But there was the seams weren't coming apart, the threads weren't getting picked. Like the attitude in the locker room was of belief, was of, we know how good we are. We're getting there. We're not getting the result, but the small things along the way are encouraging. And so, look, I've been around enough either basketball teams or football teams that go through a losing stretch, and that could break a team. Mm-hmm. DeLon Wright's bench, Pat's been benched, Gary out of the starting lineup, AJ didn't play for a couple of days, Andre Jackson will start, have a few minutes, then not play. Like, those are all things when you're losing that could really, really pull at how connected are you. This team you never felt that at all. And now the winning is coming. And so now it's like the belief is being validated, which was going to have to happen. I'm not saying if they were 10 games under 500 at the break, this would all still be, great.
It's almost as you're saying, like the talk shows were probably premature in trying to trade everyone.
Shockingly.
No, shockingly. Somebody, you want to hear something? You want to hear something funny? Somebody told me, wow, I've heard your brother's getting traded. And I said, true story. He's like, oh my God, you guys is getting traded. And like, your brother's getting traded. And I said, which year? He started laughing. I said, which year? I said, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Which year? 2024. Oh, okay. Which year? I want to know because listen, entertainment is entertainment. And you never know what's going to happen. I'm not God. I am not God. And I'm not going to ever say, oh, I didn't know it all. No. But one thing they should already know about people is that you stay here, you stay locked in, you stay zeroed in, and we play ball. Play ball. Everything else will work out itself. It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm not here to sugarcoat anything, but play ball. We're here to play. We're here to win games. So the hard work we've done to countless of years. So
I'm curious for you on that. So at the Journal Senate, like, we don't do that. We don't write about that stuff, but it is out there. Yeah. Isn't it somewhat disrespectful because, the Milwaukee Bucks since 2018, up until the start of the year, had the most wins of any team ever in basketball. Mm-hmm. Like, the Celtics now have a few more because of the way the season started. I think the fourth most playoff wins. There's been 6 different champions. The Bucks are one of them. Is it? To me, like, when I see that stuff, there's this implication that the team doesn't win. I'm like, wait a minute, this team has won the most. Is that somewhat like when you all hear that? Because everyone does.
Yeah, of course.
Like, wait a minute, we're like, we win a bunch of games. Like, why is this part of the conversation? Or do you not?
I'll tell you what it is. I think, that people are trying to create some stuff, which is okay. I understand the nature of the business, and you're trying to put out the headlines and drafts and mock drafts and etc. But the most important thing people should understand is that, guys, we don't jump. Like, nobody has ever jumped. Especially, you should know this already. You should know this already. Like, bro, I'm here to win games. How am I gonna be? No, I'm here to do my job as much as I can. And if something happens, okay. This is basketball. This is the NBA business. Don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, what you expect to do is be like, look what's happening to me. Okay, let me go find the next best girl, or the next best team, or the next best friend to have, or the next. No, I'm gonna sit here. I'm gonna trust the process. I'm gonna have faith. I'm gonna have belief that we are doing the best we can. And then if things don't work out, things don't work out. You cannot blame anybody. But you give that's what I said to you. He has nothing to prove, or the guys have nothing to prove. I'll be here. You know why? Because we gave everything. We almost damn near a college team. We've been over half a decade together. Plus, bro, we've got everything we have. Everything we have. Not for the club, for the city, for the team, for the coaching staff, for everybody. Bro, anybody who's been in the locker room, we see them after. We are hugging and having dinners together from any people who've been involved with this team. Mm-hmm. Well, that tells you, bro, we've all had amazing time here. It's never been like, oh my God, I went to the city of the team and it's like, oh, it's horrible. No, we had great time. You know, it might not went our way, but look at Pat Bev. Came from Europe and came and where Bobby Portis does. He had a great time here.
He was here half a season.
He has half a season, man. And resonated with the fans, with the guys, with Giannis, with Bobby, with Dame, Chris. Mind you, Dame, which in the beginning, there was this thing following that out, like, oh, shoot. And then look now. You know, this is the guy coming in and wearing the Bucks jersey in the Bucks game. So that tells you, like, you do whatever it takes, you know. And what makes me even happier, you know, which is not for every fan base like this, and that's why I respect like specific fan base who are like this, you know, like Knicks, the Celtics, like all these big fan bases, and the Milwaukee Bucks is because they stay true with the team, stay with the team, and you know you will have up and downs, you know, but you stay with the team, you embrace the team, and you see it in the crowd.
Oh, for sure. I can say,
and that's why Big Fella is showing emotion, because he's feeling it. He's feeling the support.
The Bucks fans that are pissed now about the start of the season or whatever, I feel like those are the ones who weren't around when I was growing up. It was Desmond Mason and Gary Payton at the Bradley Center, right? We would have killed to get beat in the first round of the playoffs, bro. Like, I'm telling you, man, when I tell you when we were in school, Milwaukee Public Schools, we used to get free. I think I can say this now. Statute of limitations might be up. The basketball players, we used to get free tickets. Yeah. Because they needed people to go to the Bradley Center to watch games. And it was rough. Like, it was rough. And then you guys got here and changed everything. I mean, so if anyone's complaining about where the Bucks are and they want to trade anyone, shut up. We are not going back to Bobby Simmons. No offense, Bobby Simmons. I really liked watching you play. It wasn't
even that long ago. Like, that first year, Chris Middleton and Larry Sanders are out in front of Pick and Save.
Oh yeah,
you know that. I mean, that was a 15-win year. I mean, it was like help. Like that was just
those are yours on my first year.
Yeah, it was so it's different. I mean, things can change obviously in 10 years. You never know what
the year Jennings Bogut gets hurt, and Jennings and John Selmans takes this team to the. I want to say Game 7 against the Hawks in the first round. Best week of my life. Like, that was so exciting. And I think we sometimes forget where we were not that long ago.
But now expectations can change. Like, so I know you were at Brewers games, and the Brewers have made the playoffs. And I don't think it's wrong for Brewers fans to want more than that at this point.
Of course.
You know?
Of course. We want more than the players.
I don't know if you know this. Do you know from 1982 to 2008, the Brewers didn't make the playoffs? It's 26 years. No playoff appearances.
What?
1982, they made it to the World Series. And I think that was their last playoff appearance until 2008.
That's crazy.
Literally 10 years before I was born, until I was like a sophomore in high school. They didn't make the playoffs. And then when we were there, you saw, I mean, you were out there.
I was
so we can't take those things for granted. No, you can change expectations, right? Yeah. But like let's blow it up and trade two Hall shirt. Stop talking. Jim, I know you got to go here in a second.
If he leaves, we'll just keep it going.
Yeah, I just wanted to get one more question in for you. And TA, I want you out of this question. I want to give away any secrets of the trade. From a reporter's perspective, the report came out about Chris Middleton last week. He's working toward getting back medically cleared, but still working through some things. Could we see him back before Thanksgiving?
Meeting.
I mean, Chris, when we talked to Chris on Halloween, and it was like, hey, did the surgeries go well? Are you healthy? Are you healed? He's yes. So, and he's been doing 3-on-3s, competitive sort of court work. So I guess in fairness, we never wrote medically cleared.
Okay.
You're not going to be allowed to do that stuff unless you're medically cleared to do it. I realize there's a step to go until 5-on-5 and playing. So Chris is, I mean, I don't know about a date. I mean, Doc Rivers says he hopes one of these coming games in this next week, there's 2 games in a week.
Watch along.
As opposed to, they just coming off a stretch of 10 games in 17 days, 5-7. No practices, no off days. There's some practices coming up. So it's a long way to say I don't know for sure, Tony, like an exact date.
I was just trying to break some news.
But no.
We didn't want to break some news in the show.
We see Chris, and what's interesting is we've seen this the last few years with him coming back from surgeries. You're living that life right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's they're human, and so like two ankle surgeries for a basketball player. Like I think there's always an unreasonable expectation to some degree. I will say the hope in camp. I mean, Chris has said, he's like, if I don't play 70-something games, it's disappointing. Well, obviously they're past that. So I think early on, Tony, that everyone thought he'd be back. And then it just hasn't worked out yet. But Chris will be back. Like I've seen him do some stuff. Like he's...
Yes, sir.
You know, when Doc says he's close, I understand that that's frustrating because it's just close. Like he's been close.
I feel like I'm the Bucks fan who's like not frustrated with how him back. I want Chris Middleton to be in mid-season form and acclimated to the offense in April. Like I'm dead serious. Like, all right, if we can push it, push it.
I mean, yeah, it doesn't. That's not real life. It doesn't.
First of all, Tony, let me say this. Let me interject. I'm sorry, Jim.
Yeah.
Let me say this. I know we need him in April. But what we need is to make the playoffs.
Hey,
we
from
need
12th to 5th this week.
Yeah, we need to win games.
Yeah.
This is, people are watching, listen to this. It's realistic. We need to win games. We need continuity. We need chemistry. We need guys to be together. Why do you think Giannis, Damon, this is the most they've played together? And now he's starting to feel, click, get it.
Right.
Starting.
And putting Chris into that mix, it does change the dynamic.
Exactly.
Of the
It's going to
offense.
change the dynamic.
It does
again.
change the geometry of what all
Thank
of
you,
that
Jim.
looks like. And so then it not that it's going to be a stall out, but it'll be a little bit of a bump because Chris is not the same guy as Torian.
For sure.
And so it's just going to, it wouldn't shock me the first 10 games that Chris is back that there's some clunkiness. That you're like, oh, wait, this didn't,
Yeah, everything's different.
You already just said, not shock at all. And it wouldn't shock us if it goes the other way. Like, all of a sudden they're rocking, making shots and space out. Because it's the effect of the game. You add another person to the roster, and then starts to flow. But the most important thing is get as many games as you can together.
Yeah.
As many games as you can. It doesn't matter win or lose. Get as many games as you can.
Yeah.
I know, Jim, you got to go. Tia, you want to give him the outro?
There is no outro, man. This show keeps going, and hopefully we get Jim more and more.
Yeah.
And, all the other shows. Thank you, Jim, for coming in.
No, thanks for having me. This was great.
And next time we're gonna give you a heads up so you can give us even more.
Next time we're gonna break all the news.
That's like that. Well, what could we expect from Jim Orzowski, man? The next month, a couple of weeks. I mean, you write so many articles. You have anything brewing?
There's so many games, but yeah, I do think so. At jsonline.com, come up with there are some off days. Actually, we can get into some stuff. So I've talked with Gary, Trent, and Bobby just about Gary here on a 1-year deal, minimum deal, what this year kind of means to him and how he's trying to talk about value, right? Like everyone knows he made $18 million last year. Everyone knows what he's making now. It's not that it's money, but he's like, he understands that in this current CBA, this new parity of opportunity Adam Silver wants, value is different. And so he's going to explain a little bit on how he hopes to, create a new value or at least redefine his value. That's interesting. And then Bobby, interesting. Bobby, the last year's playoff series, it bothered him, being ejected in the Pacers series and what that meant for him, how he kind of brought that into this season, and then also kind of just what he's looking to do. So I'm going to have those coming out this week. Please.
Tell them where to subscribe. Tell them what see Jim Orzowski.
Very easy.
Articles.
JSonline.com. If you're a subscriber, it'll all pop up. If you're not, give us a chance. You'll have a chance to sign up. We all have little deals, holiday deals, 3 months at a time, but and hopefully you'll stay longer than that.
Yeah, you get all the gems. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, bro. Hey, want to thank our sponsors. Gruber Law Offices. I want us to thank Potawatomi Casinos and Hotel and Car Bliss. Thank you guys so much. Back to the show. Thanks to Jim for joining us, man. He was amazing. He was great. And back to the show.
I want to start. So we're recording this the day after the Bucks beat the Hornets.
Yeah.
And the rumors have it that LaMelo Ball, I know he dropped 50. Rumors
Great
have it
game,
that I'm starting here is that you asked him to be on the pod when he started chirping you a little bit after he hit one of the threes. So what did he say? I just saw.
This is crazy. Now, I saw the video that was like, oh, had some words for me. He didn't say nothing. He just pointed. That's my guy.
So that's why
my dog.
Okay, I know last time we recorded, or 2 times or whatever.
Yeah,
the internet's an interesting place because if you were watching the game and looking online, you saw him hit a 3 and turn around and look at you, and everyone's like, Reggie Miller, Spike Lee, these two hate each other. He's chirping TA.
No, that's my.
You posted the photo after the game, and you guys dabbing each other up like things are cool.
Yeah, that's my guy, bro. I don't know what. Bro, first of all, you don't understand how much I love him and his family, bro. They're a basketball family, bro. I love them. Like, it's crazy. And his dad, and bro, this is, I don't know why. Somebody texted me, was like, oh man, I was like, what?
People that I know that were at the game saw that last night and was just like, TA and LaMelo don't get along, ? And I was like,
what? I love this.
It's amazing.
Crazy.
It's amazing.
That's my dog. Like, bro, what?
He's interesting.
He's human highlight. This guy, bro.
So he's like 6'7", 6'6", 6'7".
Yes,
He's
sir.
tall.
Yes, sir.
When he first got in the league, I remember. I think it's the first 2 games. I don't think he hit a 3. People were like, "Oh, he's not scoring, whatever."
By the way, I already talked to him about the show, and I don't want to get no spoilers, but.
You might have to give me a spoiler off so I can schedule some things, but no, early on in his career and all like his brother and his dad and just like regardless of the Hornets record, bro puts up numbers.
No, but
numbers.
He plays hoops. He's hooping. He's hooping. That like between the legs, come off, right hand all the way. Float like he's putting numbers.
He's a ball player.
Bro,
yeah. And I'll be honest. When he first came in the league, I was just like, I wasn't like, I didn't think he was going to turn around a franchise and like do. But like you watch him play,
bro.
He 100%
can. And now he's playing for a great coach, now Charles Lee. So he's going to do his thing, man. He's going to do his thing.
It goes back to the conversation you had, and if you haven't watched the episode, go check it out with Sergio Pettis. Sometimes people, and especially in the NBA, people forget. You guys get to the league and you're 18, 19 years old. Your body's still not fully developed. Your basketball IQ is half of what
you haven't seen nothing from LaMelo. You haven't seen nothing. I'm telling you.
That's the intriguing part. But so often we are just like, oh, this kid didn't come in and play like LeBron in day one. Outcast. Like,
they can think whatever they want to think. I don't care about what we think. And myself, my friends in my circle, and you don't. What you think? And I'm giving you input. I'm telling you haven't seen nothing from this guy. This guy is like incredible. LaMelo Ball. And one of the other things too is that. But the people don't talk about it enough, or maybe they talk about it, but because of his dad's been in some shows and stuff like that, it's been like kind of deflected and brushed away. How much effort they've put together as a family to really, really work hard. Like they're not just here.
Bro, I gotta be honest, LeVar Ball, and I know when you mentioned people like he got a lot of hate.
I don't know why.
That dad went to war for his kids, takes care of the family. Got 3 kids playing D1 basketball. He might be loud.
They just they're not. They just know that he's not their dad. I'll tell you why too.
I gotta be honest, like, bro.
Because so let me give you an example, right? My dad and my mom, they never talk about basketball. They never. I remember my dad used to tell me, he was like, "Hey," I remember I had an agent at the time, and he was like, went to my agent, and. This is true story. I don't want to get emotional, but my agent came out to me after my dad passed away, and he said, he was tears in his eyes, he was crying. He's like, I cannot believe it. This guy, your dad never said nothing to us, never said nothing. And you have like so many people, other dads, like, oh, my son, you got to do this, you got to do that. He never said nothing. He would come up to us like, you like this guy? Yes. Why do you like him? Is he going to take you seriously? Is that I think he's going to take us seriously. I think he's going to do whatever it takes, and he's going to just give us opportunity to be on the stage, because that's the only thing that agent can do for you is give you an opportunity to be on the stage, and then you got to perform. Obviously, you got to give something. And now I see this a lot, and I'm like, I wish my dad would have said, but that wasn't his style.
It wasn't his personality.
That wasn't his style. But bro, this is great. I mean, they're just trying to make businesses for them, trying to do all these things. And I'm not saying everything works, but bro, you cannot deny what this family has done in terms of basketball. They're marketing basketball.
100%. And I just think like
high school basketball in the States, correct? If I'm not wrong, I don't know, like high school basketball, AAU.
Yeah,
now,
they did it differently. They took it a little bit. Well, I guess with LaMelo, they just took a different path. He went to the different like prep schools and academy or whatever instead of playing college ball. And Lonzo is obviously a star at UCLA. Got drafted by Magic Johnson and the Lakers. Like, I just think it goes back to that world. Like, we just see the clips of them online, and he's on the morning like debate shows yelling, and he was outlandish. He was everywhere. But there's no doubt he loves his kids, and there's no doubt he did everything for them.
You said clips. We just saw clips. He said he had the words for. That's my. That he just literally just was like, yeah. I was like, bro, that's my dog. You crazy? I asked him during the game. I was like, bro, you good? Because he was grabbing his. I was like, straight. Bro. He was like, yeah, I'm good. I just stepped around or something. Like, bro.
Last thing on
LaMelo.
LaMelo.
Like what?
I won't say any brand names, but his signature shoe. He has one coming out that's Ninja Turtles themed.
I haven't seen it. No, I haven't seen it.
Sick.
It's good.
I'm about to order one.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
just because they're Ninja Turtles. Like, yeah, for sure. But
Well,
I'm glad that you could clear the air because Pfizer.
Why do I even need to clear the air?
Because
Tony?
I told you last show the internet is stupid and you yelled at me, but I still think I have a point.
You do have a point.
In this case, I have a point.
Yeah, it's not stupid. It's the misuse of the internet, and it's the
snap judgment.
No, it's the view. So the algorithm. The algorithm says if you change the title, it makes it sounds better. People will click on it, right? So that's all it is.
Because the title, LaMelo Ball chirps at Thanalysis, Antetokounmpo does numbers. LaMelo and TA are friends, not doing numbers.
First of all, mind you, I look at the video. I didn't even see. You looked at me.
I'm watching it right now because you posted it, and then this photo, I'm gonna show it there, and we'll put it on the screen. You literally dabbed each other
my
up.
dog, bro. What are you talking about? It's like
I love it.
I'm saying like you don't understand how big fans we are of LaMelo. In the family. Are you crazy? We watched like the only thing we didn't watch was the shows because we didn't have it on. Actually, I don't know if they still have it. Like they only had they
had that Ball in the Family show.
Yeah, on Facebook or something like that.
Oh, it was on Facebook.
It was on Facebook, but like,
you know what? Good for them. And you know what? I hope Lonzo gets back out there and plays at the level that we think he can play at.
Ask Lonzo. You tell you like, bro. Every time I ask him about his bro, like, you good? Everybody's straight. Like, why would I? It's Bucks Hornets. You're acting like it's like
no. People were acting like it was Spike Lee and Reggie Miller all over again,
bro.
That's what I'm telling you. It's wild. I want to move on to
first of all, getting compared to Spike Lee's top.
All this entire conversation, TA takes out of it. I got compared
what you want me to
Spike
say?
Lee.
I have to.
I love that. Yep.
Man. What you want me to say?
I love it. No, it's perfect. I wanted
you know what? In this show, everything, and we'll clip this and put it online and stuff like that, but like we'll debunk everything, almost everything that is out there.
Debunk things. One of my things, one of my goals in this whole media
which I didn't
right?
think I needed to do this, but
I knew as soon as it happened, I was just like, well.
It's going to be nice.
No, so do you know where this started? I got a message from... So ESPN Radio has a morning show. It's called Unsportsmanlike. And the guy who handles all their socials and all their videos, his name's Rob Lorenzo, who works out in New York. Shout out Rob. He sent me the video and goes, we got to talk about this. And I was just like, we're recording in the morning, Rob. We'll get there. And so this was the response. I think it's great. No, it's just one of those interesting things that... you gotta.
Oh, this man had 50.
But one of my goals is like so much of sports. We did this with the Paul George quote from the other day. People thought he's calling out Jared McCain. Like, oh, no. Let's take a second. Here, what we're gonna do. We're gonna see quotes. We're gonna look at them in the full picture, and then we're gonna take a second.
You know what we should do? We should sit down and have like really segments about like quotes online and what people say, and then give our interpretation.
Let's
of things.
do it. And like, yeah, I would. We can. Set up for one of our next. We'll have 10 of them.
Yeah.
Because the way the internet works is they're all over the place. You can take bits and chunks of anything, whatever. I'm glad that we could clear the air, I guess, about your beef with LaMelo Ball. That's not a real thing.
Bro, what?
Looking forward to having him as a guest.
Bro. This guy is like a hooper, like incredible.
I did want to hit on a player locker room story with you real quick. So
Okay.
there was reports Brian Windhorst, who we had on a couple episodes ago.
Shout out to Brian, man. Hopefully we get him again.
We will. He had a report that like the Bucks were calling around trying to make some trades early on in the season.
Okay.
And from a player perspective, I feel like fans all the time are like, oh, trade for this person, trade for that person.
Yeah.
When you guys hear those things, you understand if you were trading for, I'm not going to use real names, if you're trading for XYZ, that means someone's leaving the locker room.
Yeah.
So like at my work, like if ESPN trades for someone, right, I don't have to get rid of my favorite accountant. Like they're not leaving the team, right? But in an NBA locker room, at baseball, football,
It's real. It's real.
It's real.
You would be expecting, you'd be like, oh yeah, we should trade with him. All of a sudden, your favorite player goes, and you're like,
yeah. So that's the thing.
I thought,
is it awkward or is it weird when you guys hear all these reports like, oh, the Bucks are gonna get XYZ, but it's like, oh, we're gonna have to get rid of two guys to.
It's awkward. It's weird. It's just it's equivalent. It's like you telling your job, like, hey, oh my God, I'm so, I'm ecstatic. I'm in Milwaukee or Chicago. I'm close to family and stuff like that. And all of a sudden, you're hearing people outside. People talking about saying like, oh, we think you should transfer him to Tallahassee. We think we should transfer him to, I don't know, Nevada or somewhere else where it's not, your family's not there or you don't have no ties or something new for you. And just imagine your like you being publicly out there. And
it'd be fascinating.
Yes.
Imagine if I went to work on Monday and they were like, hey, just so you know, we're floating you out for some trade, but you could be in Dallas next week.
Yeah.
I didn't agree to that. Like the same way that Julius Randle didn't agree to get sent to Minnesota, but it happened.
It happened. So it's a tough business, man. Tough situation, and I'm like, it is what it is. Though you got to take the game up and keep it moving.
So we're gonna wrap things up. The conversation with Jim is great. We hit on the last two games. The Bucks are 6-1 over their last 7. We're gonna be doing a lot more of these post game recording with different guests. Still the same thing, kind of. However, Tuesday night, so if you're watching this, Tuesday, the Bucks play the Miami Heat on the road in Miami.
Yeah.
6:30 local tip in Milwaukee. We're going to do something a little bit different for that game.
Yeah, we decided to do something special, and it's going to be a live watch-along with the crew.
On YouTube.
On YouTube. This is going to be fun, so I promise you.
Starting at 6:30, we are going to go live.
Yeah, let's say starting at 6:25, 6
before tip off. Okay.
Before tip off. We're gonna warm up. We're not gonna just go straight to the game.
We're gonna need some warm ups.
We're gonna warm up. We're gonna see what's going on, and then hey guys,
we need a whole case of carbless
because you gotta give him.
It's like a 3-hour broadcast. I gotta get through it somehow.
Yeah.
I'll be real entertaining.
This is gonna be fun. Remember, it's live. Right? We can.
It's live. We're gonna have guests from the NFL. We're gonna have guests from former NBA players.
We'll pop into it live. You guys are gonna love it. You guys are gonna be amazing. And you can send in your questions right away so we can react to it in live town.
I'm working on somehow bringing a couple fans into the mix remotely, like to be able to like from their couch. Hey, I got a quick question. Then we're able to play it for you. We're working on things like that. This is our first live watch along. There might be some bumps along the road, but it's going to be a ton of fun. And the Bucks are playing the Heat, and we're going to be there for every second through halftime, through the end of the game. I can't wait, man.
I can't wait. This is my first time doing this, so I hope you guys enjoy it. You guys have fun. It's going to be nice.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So that's, once again, Tuesday night, Bucks Heat, couple minutes before tip-off at Thanalysis Show on YouTube. Follow along. We're going to go live, and we are going to have a great watch party with fans literally worldwide. Like, I can't wait.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, there's going to be food for us because I don't do things that don't involve food. And I think that's all I got for you, TA.
Yeah. That's it? So could you did we talk about we talk about everything. So hey.
I think we hit on most things with Jim.
Welcome to the end of the show. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Tony. Let's thank Jim for being with us today. Thank you guys for listening, watching. Please don't forget to share, subscribe, like, comment. Good or bad. We love your feedback. Just trying to get better every day by day. Thank you guys so much. Hey, want to thank our sponsors, Gruber Law Offices, One Call.
That's all.
Want to thank our sponsors, Potawatomi Casinos and Hotels. Want to thank Carbless. You guys have been amazing. You've been together with us from the beginning of the shows. hey, please. Let's run it up. Let's run up the audio. Let's run up the videos. Everything. You guys have been amazing. Ciao.